What's good, everyone? Back to the better microphone, and we like this microphone, of course. By the way, ignore the dog. Ignore the dog. You just ignore it. But now, let's, uh, let's get into the new video, and I decided to do what if Deku traveled back in time, and well, let's get everything out of the way. Like and subscribe with the notification bell. We are aiming for 50 subs, so we can do a 50 sub. And I think so. I can do a special. And we want to see that special, correct? And I think I know what it is. I know what it is already, and so we just gotta hit that sub goal, and we'll be all good. Okay, now let's get to the video. Let's get to it. Let's just get into it. Okay. So we're close to the end of the Second War arc. Shigaraki has killed every single pro hero and every single teammate he ever had. He's killed Toga, he's killed Dabi, because he's stolen Dabi's regeneration quirk and just straight up just obliterated Toga. And Shigaraki's just standing over like a mountain of bodies while Deku's on the ground. Almost all of his body is broken, arm torn off, eyeball missing. And he's just crawling away in fear. Not fear, but you know, wanting to live so I can fight for another day. But Sugar just breaks his entire. Shigaraki jumps down, breaks like his back, and then Eri. Then we see Eri sprint into the field. Shigaraki sees no mind in her running up, trying to save him, but she won't be able to. Until she jumps with her quirk activated, grabs Deku's hand, and just evaporates him from the timeline. Then Deku gets yeeted through this portal, which just regenerates him completely. His eye, his arm, all his bones regenerated. And then he gets to see Eri just get obliterated. He screams in anguish. And then he gets shot freaking through a building, slamming into a villain who was just attacking a pedestrian, knocking them clean out. And then Deku just slams into a freaking vehicle, spinning it in the air, slamming it back into the building he flew through. And then Deku hops from that building, lands, then holds his side in pain. Because one of his bones was not fully healed when he got shot out. Also, he was just yeeted through a building, so that's probably why he broke his bone. And then Deku just waddles to a hospital, gets clinically helped. Because they're not going to just ignore a guy who just walked up with a shattered rib. With a rib piercing through a guy's rib cage. And, by the way, this is a one-shot. I'll just say that now. Forgot to say that. And Deku gets up, wakes up, and then Deku just immediately leaves the thing, breaking through the window and just breaking the ground, the side of the building, and just throwing off. By the way, he's still in his hero costume. So he's still in that crusty hero costume. If you're wondering how far he was sent back, just look at the scenery. Then Deku looks towards a building, and there's an All Might action figure that he had as a kid. And he's wondering, hey, that was the building I exactly got it from. And guess who waddles out of that store with an action figure? it's himself with his mom. So he just slams into a post and hits himself back into the concrete, just skidding across it. And so Izuku and Ochako look, and Deku just immediately gets up and then keeps running away because ruh-roh. Okay, so Deku then... Deku leaves. Go Deku. You almost revealed you were him. And Deku doesn't know what to do. Well, then he actually was able to think about it. And then Deku just then deduces he was traveled back in time. From the getting yeeted through a portal to getting shot through a building, then seeing his younger self. So he just thinks, I could deal with someone today, but I can't. I need to go and get some assistance. So Deku sprints towards this building that he found, the Dr. Uchiko's building, slams through the window, rolls, one punches him, blowing his entire head off, killing Dr. Uchiko immediately. And it was Dr. Uchiko because of his name tag. And then Deku throws him out of the building, breaking every bone in his body. Well, he's dead, so he doesn't really care. And then Deku just runs away.
Look at me go, bro. Look it.
And then Deku spins and then just runs through the building, climbing to the bottom, finding Johnny, stomping it out, finding all the high-end the Nomus being created, crushes all of them, and then just kills all the Nomus that exist. Then finally Deku finds a teenager, Shigaraki, and instead of killing him, he just takes off all his hands, which gives Shigaraki a mental breakdown. But then Deku grabs Shigaraki's head and then invades his mind with the power of one for all. And then he just immediately kills the tiny evidence of All for One. Because it's so weak, it can't really fight against Deku. It's strong of will. So Shigaraki immediately just snaps out of his delusion, waking up with his hair turning completely black. And he picks up teenager Shigaraki and just sprints towards All Might's Heroes organization, busts through a window, puts him down next to All Might because he knows his skinny form, places him down, says, exactly, All Might, you better take care of this child like it's your own, because if you don't, then it's going to kill every single one of the people you know. And you. And then Deku just uses smoke screen to disappear. And then Deku just sprints away. And then he just waits for All Might to immediately jump out of the building in his hero form. All Might's hero form. He immediately jumps out of the building, which Deku was expecting. So he dodges all of All Might's punches, even uses Black Whip to reflect some of All Might's attacks. Basically, All Might just keeps getting demolished by manga Deku, because, yeah, this is definitely a weaker All Might. And then he tells All Might that All for One is alive, and he could go kill him right now if you feel like it, dodging punches in the processes. And All Might just immediately accepts, because he doesn't trust the kid, but if he knows All for One, then he's gonna trust him. Plus, if he doesn't, because he'll get killed.
Oh, there's my loadie right there. Oh, Joe.
Okay. Then Deku appears with All Might by his side, and then Deku just immediately throws All Might at All for One. All for One turns around just to get freaking pommeled in the face, and then the building explodes. And then Deku just goes floating in the air while watching All Might fight All for One, almost dying in the process. He obviously saves anyone who tries to intervene in the fight, because they get killed. And then All for One tries to aim at Deku, but Deku just dodges behind him, penetrating through his stomach, and then imploding it. And then he heals himself, All for One, immediately, since he's survived ashes. And then All for One and Deku just start teaming up on All Might, and Deku team up on All for One, eventually taking him out of the picture until Endeavor shows up, and Deku just immediately throws him at All for One. He wasn't expecting it, so he just immediately tells All Might to get out of the way, and of course, he does, grabbing Deku and blocking him from the heat blast, even though Deku could have definitely survived that. All Might survived it too. All for One is now obliterated to ash, but Deku does not believe he's dead, so he just shows up, uses Fajin, uses a full power punch, makes a wind blast that just gets sent to space, and then All for One gets sent to the space. So when he regenerates, he then immediately turns cold, and then he just obliterates again, so All for One can't regenerate because he's in space. In Star Wars space. And then that is the Deku just unrolls into UA, getting a hero license, then getting a cleaned up suit, and becoming the next symbol of peace. Obviously, after All Might saw he definitely has one for all, and his master's quirk, he just lets him get to his last years of UA because he already knew everything. And then it got all the way to the end, and then he also teaches Shigaraki while he's in UA. And then eventually, and then Deku just becomes the next symbol of peace. And that was the one shot of what if Deku went back in time. And he never gets defeated, and he just lives a normal life. Because Deku's just that strong. Okay. That's our only things. Hope you guys liked the next video on Tuesday.